What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? MegaMikey here, and I have been promising this video for a while now. Haven't gotten around to it. Finally, I found time to do it. This, if you cannot tell by the title, is my life gear and deck setup. This video should take a pretty long time, like it'll be a while. So I'm gonna go through literally everything that I have and my deck and whatnot. And if you guys have seen my stats in previous videos, I'm gonna be completely honest. You really can't get those stats unless you have certain pets that I have. Thank you to the people who helped me get those pets. By the way, you know who you are if you're watching this. So yeah, let's get into it. Um, just gonna strip naked for you guys real quick. No nudity, no nudity. Just gonna take off all my clothes. Yeah. That nudity. Oh, man. Okay. Fresh. Alright, so this is for Exalted, by the way, if you didn't know. For Exalted. Jesus, I'm broke. But, here we go. First things first. I'm not the realist, unfortunately. First things first, what we're gonna do is, get with the hats, my mans. The hats. So, if you can get the Cal of Undying Malice there, that's great. That's usually what I roll with, Cal of Undying Malice there. Literally nothing else. Best hat in game as of right now for me, for my life. I mean, this kinda... No. None, literally, nothing else besides the Cal of Undying Malice there. Nothing else besides that. Two robes you can choose from. Now, actually three robes you can choose from. You can... well, one sec. Let me see if she's on my... Oh, yeah, she's right there. Okay. Iridian Wild. If you look at her stats, look at those. They're 93 damage, 45 universal resist, 16 accuracy, 453 block, 290 block. I mean, 453 crit, 290 block, 20 pierce, max rapid. All of that because of her robe. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, what? Never mind. She used to rock the Sultan's robe a lot. Sultan's robes is great. If you can get the Sultan's robe, try and like implement that into your setup, like your gear setup. But if you can't, Armor of Sorrowful Life or the Undying Malice's tunic. If you can get the Armor of Sorrowful Life, please do. The accuracy on the Malice there tunic, it will come in handy. But if you change to the Armor Sorrowful Life, I would still go with that, mainly because of the block, honestly. And the incoming doesn't really help too much, but I mean, it's good to have. You also get 3 pierce and whatnot. But yeah, definitely the Armor Sorrowful Life if you can. If you can't, Undying Malice's Tunic is the best way to go. And if you don't have neither of those, Sultan's Robe. And if you don't have either of those, then I would, suggest, getting them. Or at least one of them. Boots. Here we go. Nothing but the Undying Monsters boots. Literally, the block is insane. The damage is insane. Like, everything in my backpack, the highest damage is the boots right now. I don't recommend any other boots, to be honest. Just these. Decent resist, great damage, great damage. High block. Every single Malister boots comes with 105 block. So yeah, that's great. Wand. You can choose from multiple variation of wands, but if you have a friend that's willing to spend crowns on you, if you have your parents' credit card, birthday money, and you feel like spending it on Wiz, invest in a few Pharaoh's Hordes pack and try to get a Lunar Scepter of Anubis. Best way to go. But if not, try to get the Malister wand. Malister wand is great. But I'm just gonna use that just as an example because this is actually easily obtainable as an Exalted, easily obtainable. While this, you may need to, spend some funds to get this. Thank you to the Real J for hooking me up with this. Appreciate it, man. Um, I don't recommend the Halloween ones, like the crit ones. Don't recommend that unless you're going for like a critical approach, but I don't really go for critical approach. I like to go conservative. Athames, you can choose from 2 Athames, but I personally love the Dark Woman's Dagger. If you want to look at the comparisons, the Malice there Athame, I mean the Yevgeny is the boss. He drops it. in the graveyard, first boss in the graveyard. 12 incoming, 12 outgoing. It is great. Don't get me wrong, it's great. But the 20 outgoing, I mean, I don't really focus on the incoming and outgoing, just the other stats. I mean, there's really no difference. It's just my preference of mine. I mean, you ever just look at something and you're like, oh, this is good, but this to me is better for some reason. That's kind of just me. I mean, I don't know, but I prefer the Dark Woman's Dagger. You can get that at Morganth. Um, I got mine in the chest by luck. I have two. I got one again, not from the chest, but just as a regular drop. And if you can't get it, then farm the first boss in the graveyard for the Spade of Darkborn Storm. That's great as well if you can get Dark Woman's Dagger. They're both the same, honestly. They just lack a little bit of things, but you can choose. It's your preference. Your preference. I prefer the Dark Woman's Dagger. If you have the Amulet of Divine Influence or Jewel of the Shadow Web, definitely get that. Nothing else. Like, not even joking, just get that. But if you're like me and you get like five Lady of Spiders lore and, like two balance amulets, maybe even like three myth amulets, two, I don't know, and you can't get the life amulet, then just try to get the Darkmoor amulet, which is Pendant of Love's Grace. Still pretty good. It's really easy to get. Like, so easy to get. Like, I'm not even joking. So easy to get. Rings. I prefer the Lady of Sparta's Royal Ring. You can get that in Morganth from the chest or from the boss itself. Definitely recommend that because of the 26 incoming. Compared to the Alpha and Omega Ring, you get 9% more incoming, and health is always a great thing to have. Like extra health is always a great thing to have as a life. If you can't critical, like let's say you get a satyr and you don't crit on the satyr, it'll still do like a decent 1k, like 1.7 because of your other boosts from your other gear. You do lose 4 block and 2 damage, and but I don't think that'll really kill you, especially if you have like a damage pet, which I will get into. 2 damage may not seem of an issue, but if you're like me and you don't like I've been used to storm so long that each and every wizard I make, I try to get it to 100 damage. Obviously, it's not possible for most schools, but for life it is possible. So I do try to get that, but uh, yeah, that's where damage pet comes in, like I said before. But Lady Sparrow's Royal Ring, if you can, most definitely. No other ring I recommend. Um, Pets. Here we go. Now, oh, I still have to work on this, and I have energy. Why didn't? Let me wait. Give me a sec. Oh God, I'm about to raise. Oh man, so I'm about to raise this to epic. Okay, but so pets. Okay, pets. If you have a friend, a life friend, I wouldn't necessarily say ask me for a hatch, but if anyone is generous, I mean, I'm always generous enough to hatch, but depending if I'm, available or not busy, or if I'm like, like, hey, I'm on crack. I'm gonna bounce off, and that's a terrible example, but literally, if you can just get good life pets, um, what I recommend is I have a variety, so I'm just gonna skim through them real quick. Those are my best two that I have on me. I also have these, these two, and then I also have these. So if anything, guys, if anything, I recommend uh, double crit, double damage, and proof. Now that may like seem, you know, it really doesn't seem like anything. Like if you can get it, try. I mean, pets are a huge issue in PvP, and it's very crucial that you get a good one. I'm not saying mines are top notch, but I mean, it gets the job done and it improves your stats a lot. So, if you can, most definitely. I I alternate between those two, or I like switch between these two every now and then. If I want like triple damage and I want like a pet that'll heal me, like I don't know, just just what you can get is what you can get, and you use it. Like, just, I can't really explain it. If you get a pet and you can't get anything else, and just roll with that. Just literally get what you can, but I recommend getting, some pets like these. But that's just me. So, and as for the deck, I recommend getting the deck of the Shadow Heart, which gives a pip at the start of battle and 7 critical rating to life, mainly for the pip at the start of battle. But if you're like me and you don't have that, craft the Exalted. You have to be a crafter to get this, too. Uh, Craft this Tatiana's Lost Tarot. I think that's how it's pronounced. In Darkmoor. I'm not quite sure what the name of the vendor is, but you can look this up. And here's a recipe for it. Actually, if you, it's a bit hard to get, especially the moats. But if you put in time and farming and you're really dedicated, you'll get this. Um, but yeah, here are the stats so far: 95 damage, 42 universal resist, 5 accuracy, 405 crit, 271 block, 23 pierce, 102 proper percentage, 33 incoming, 20 outgoing. But that is not what I usually wear. What I usually wear is this. Put on lunar. Uh, that obviously. I usually don't use this pet. I try to go for this. So there we go. Like that 100 damage, I really like. 41 universal resist, 5 accuracy, 327 crit, 306 block, 12 pierce. Because honestly, actually, let me put this one back on. Let me see. Yeah, honestly, it doesn't really. You can like play with your stats a bit, like experiment. For a life, you really don't need to crit on your attack. Like for Storm Wizards, for example, Storm Wizards are on crack with like 500 crit, 600 crit. That's because they're known for that. Life Wizards, on the other hand, are the complete opposite. Like, you don't really need to crit on your opponent. You like, I usually just like want to keep high crit for my heals. Being honest with you, so I can crit on Guardian Spirits, heals. So 306 block. That's really, you can cut out the percentage. It's not really that high. It's more than I think 60%. Probably not. Probably not. But 12 Pierce. Pierce is a bit low, but the deck setup will cover that. I'll show you guys why in a minute. Am I missing something? Don't think I am. If you do go for the Spirit of Darkmoor's Athame, your incoming and outgoing will look like this, and that's how your block will look. And yeah, 99 damage. I usually rock this sometimes too, but yeah. Actually, I'll just kill like that. This is what I usually wear. 99 damage, 41 universal resist, 5 accuracy, 327 crit, 307 block, 12 pierce, high incoming, and that outgoing, like it's not really that high, but the incoming is great, and you will always get power pips no matter what. So, onto the deck setup. I have changed my deck up a little bit since past videos, but here's my deck. Okay, um, gonna start off. Actually, I'm not gonna empty it out, but I'm just gonna go over why it's there and how many you should have. First things first, 3 stun blocks with this new age of PvP and Exalted. The strat is basically pray for a Shadow Pip. Once you have that Shadow Pip, you build up on like blades, or you shield yourself for defense. Once you get a good amount of pips, if you're a Storm, you would Storm Lord. Well, not, keep in mind, not every single school does this, mind you. Like what I'm about to say, not every school does this, but you, as a Storm, you may Storm Lord, then Glowbugs. That is overpowered. Literally, you stun the person, they can't do anything, and then you hit them with like an overpowered like spell. Fire, they would King Artorias, and then fire from above. Myth would Medusa, and I don't know about Mr. Colossus, but they'd probably just chain stun, like Medusa, stun, and then Medusa. Um, like Ice would Winter Moon, and then Abominable Weaver. You know what I mean? So, and if you're a school that doesn't have stuns like death or life, you would sometimes carry stun TCs, but that's not me. Um, just carry three stun blocks, honestly. Um, Putting on one is good enough, but I usually put on two once I have a chance because just like I said, the Medusa, the stun, and the Medusa, like literally, if you're going up a myth and you put up a stun block or two, they literally can't really do anything about that. Next thing, you should put in a seven tower shields. Thank you to Awesome the Sauce, by the way. He helped me fix my deck. But seven tower shields. As a life, obviously you have heals and stuff like that to protect you, but tower shields is the way to go. Just for that defense. No set shields, but that's just me. Tower shields. Six colossal enchants, and I do have five gargantuan enchants in my side deck. So yeah, enchants is a definite to boost the attack. Obviously, two entangles just in case someone has a life mastery and you hit them hard. Like let's say you go first and you hit the opponent hard, and you know that they just might heal. Just entangle them. It's gone obviously, and it's also good to have just in case. If you're fighting a life wizard, um, kind of a set much, but I mean gnomes. I usually just keep three because gnomes is great. Literally, if a person goes like if you're fighting a life wizard and they go into strike and you gnomes, can't do anything about it. Especially if you like gnomes and then entangle. Those 3 rounds are just gone. So yeah, that's that. Three guardian spirits. One just to have one, and just in case you're in a predicament and you find yourself that you may die again with the health that you get back, which isn't much. Throw up another one if you can. Just in case you wanna have double the nationwide on your side, is what I like to call them. Four hungry caterpillars, and I do have more inside. The caterpillars is like my main hitting thing because it's so overpowered. And the 800 absorb. It doesn't. The 800 absorb may seem like a lot, but to me sometimes it's just yeah absorb. Nice. Thanks for taking some damage, even though it's not really that much, but still great to have a lot of them in. Shield breakers, as I like to call them, or weakness cleansers, leprechauns. I like to keep three in, so just for shield breaking. Two life blades, I don't really use them that much, but when I get the chance, and I feel like I'm gonna do a big hit, then I usually just throw them on if I'm in a good spot. A ton of luminous weavers. I have six in main and five inside. Luminous is so good. If you crit on them, 2K. They're also great for taking off weaknesses and tower shields. Like if I have a weakness, the opponent has a tower shield. Boom, two of those things are already gone, and they get a weakness. That's great. Also good for taking out minions. I mean, that's kind of what one hits and leps are for, I guess. But that is that. Three in the match stays. I really don't use them that much, but if you're in a good spot and you have a lot of power pips, throw them up. It's good to have Pierce, especially depending on the opponent you're going on. Just throw them up. It'll help. Four fairies. Quick heals if you crit on them. Well, for me anyway, I got like a solid 1K. So they're great to have. Two sanctuaries. Now, a lot of people may ask why I carry sanctuaries. If I'm, let's say I have a guardian spirit up, right? And I go first. And I don't have much pips. And I have like 100 health. I'm clutching it, man. Fresh, clutch. So, and the opponent has like max power pips. What am I gonna do? If I have a sanctuary in here, I'm not gonna shield. I'm not gonna say there no. I'm gonna sanctuary. Why? Because if they hit me the round that I sanctuary, my guardian spirit is doing double. Now, I don't really count on it. That's why I only have two in my deck. But literally, if a guardian spirit and you critical on it and it gives you like 2K, sanctuary will bring it to 4K. No doubt about that. Is great. So two sanctuaries. That's that. Four satyrs. Satyrs are great to have. Obviously, max health. I also have four on my side, so a lot of satyrs. Two triages for those heckhounds and King Artoriuses and maybe some overpowered Snow Angel. I only have two because not everyone that you fight has overtimes like life or well obviously Spinosaur, but I mean I don't really depend on them honestly. So just add two triages. Four infections. Infections are crucial. Obviously, you want to keep yourself alive, but you never want to keep your opponent alive, obviously. That's for PvP. You obviously want your opponents to die. So, just in case they try to get back in the game, infections are a great way to stop that. Two infections. Two reshuffles. Just in case you're in a long battle and you want to keep it going. reshuffle. I usually sometimes discard them, but I mean, I gotta try not to do that. Four strikes. Strikes is definite, especially if you want to go for the bang bang attack one shot. Four N in my side deck, four tower shields, four gargantuan enchants. I made, if you don't know how to make TC attacks, just buy a bunch of enchants like gargantuans or extraordinaries or whatever you please. Go to like the Golem Court Tower or Unicorn Way Battle, like with Lost Souls. Just put these gargantuans inside of your deck, and then just click on the gargantuan and click on a normal attack, and then it will become TCs just like this. So that is that. I have four caterpillars just in case I can't find them in my main. One has a pierce thing on it just in case the person I'm fighting is setting. Or if they put a mantle on me, I know I won't fizzle because it also has 120 accuracy. But the other three are just damage enchanted. Two life blades, like I said, if I know I'm going to go for a big hit. And I also have two life blades in my main, so I don't know if I'll find them. That's what these two are here for. Uh, Five luminous weavers, like I said before, they're great for shield breaking, weakness cleansing, stuff like that. Four sprite guardian minions. These things are so helpful. These things even cast Satyr, guys. If you didn't know that, these things cast Satyr. This is great. These are so great. Like they also use like pixie and leprechauns and imps. These things are so great. I recommend four inside though, not in main because that's kind of taking up space. But four inside. Four satyrs, like I said before. You can never have too many heals. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 heals along with these guys that can satyr. Four brown spiders. I got a lot of these from the, like when the Nightmare pack was out not too long ago for Packapalooza. They came in packs and obviously not that many people want them so they sold them. I got a bunch. I have these and I also have 83 left so I'm set. Three spiny swords just in case you want that overtime, strike, blade, infoul, and you do that. It does like 1k overtime, maybe 2k, that's great. So don't use these without blades, all I'm gonna say. They're use them with blades or else it's gonna be pretty weak. So yeah, three spiny swords, that's why I don't keep them in main. I have three in here. And last but not least, five infouls, because like I said, if you do rock my stats, Pierce is a bit low, and that's why I don't have them in main either. It takes up space. So yeah, a 5 infile TCs is the way to go. So for that Pierce, and sometimes for the accuracy, but mainly for the Pierce. So that is the gear and deck setup, guys. That's just personally what I use. I don't really need tips or advice. If you're gonna leave them, feel free, but I really won't take them into consideration because I'm fine with what I have now. Um, yeah, I'm doing great in PvP, so yeah, that is that. Thank you guys for watching. If you've enjoyed this gear and deck setup video, share it with others who may, need some help on life, Exalted PvP, and leave a like if you liked it as well. So, thank you guys for watching. This has been MegaMikey, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Look at my man, he's going to sleep. My man.